Travis and I are about to head out to the pastures and start checking some fences for the first time of the year. So let's go out and see what we can find. Tighten her up. It's not to the point where you think it's going to break. Let's say you're getting pretty close to home. Uno más. There. Alright, so we're out here at the Klein pasture, and if you guys will remember, last fall Rosie escaped out of this pasture, and part of our goal is to find that sometime. But the first thing we noticed when we came in was a tree on the fence, and Travis cut that off. Now we're working on putting the fence back together. Now what we've got here is a tree that was on the west side of the fence, and since the wind blows from the west, the trees fall towards the east, and since it's a neighbor's tree, it fell onto our fence, but we can't really complain because we've got plenty of those where there are trees. So we got to go through, and this is usually a pretty bad stretch to fix, but other than this, I think we're good for the most part, but we still got a lot to check.
You don't get carried away with the top of this, so it's just pumping out.
Good here. How long ago was that we went through and did this? 2 years ago now? Or no, that was when Grandpa was still alive. That was 3 years ago now. Now we just took it upon ourselves to go through and clean out the neighbor's fence line, because 3 years ago we went through and redid the whole fence because of the tree problem. Now the trees are starting to grow back up again on the opposite side. So last year Travis and I just thought that someday we'd sneak in there and go through and cut them all off, and I guess today was the day. And we got to come through with some Tordon to pour in the stumps to make sure that they don't come back up. So now we got to keep checking fence. like that sinkhole sunk some more. Oh yeah. Now this pasture is really notorious for having sinkholes, and I can see just from looking at it, this one has sunk some more. And there's an area through here where there's just pure sinkholes, and I'm not exactly sure. I want to say it's because of the lead mining back in the early 19th century that went on in this area. But we also have a lot of limestone, and that can cause sinkholes too. So if you go out in the pastures, often we'll see sinkholes like this one, and this is a baby one actually. There's about maybe 300 feet in that direction. There's a 15-foot deep sinkhole. At least that's what it was about a year ago when I last saw it. And that is a result of the mining that went on in the area. As the mines collapse, they create sinkholes on the surface. So yeah, it's kind of sketchy when you really think about it. And where you might be driving over a sinkhole. Now I just dropped Travis off, and I'm going to the other side of the fence, and I'm going to work towards him. We want to get this pasture done today, and we're both kind of curious to see where Rosie got out. So hopefully we can get it all done, and where they had been getting out isn't too bad, and it's not too horrible, but we'll just have to wait and see. That didn't take long.
First time I've ever gone through there where nothing was wrong.
Holy cow.
Other than I just whacked off a locust tree that was starting up. Now we gotta check it from here, based over that corner I pointed out to you.
Yeah. Now we're going to be checking the fence line that goes from the north to the south, and this is the fence line where Rosie and her other fugitives escaped. So we have to go check that, and we're kind of fearful, but we're also kind of curious because they had really been using that as an escape route. Now this pasture had been logged off I think twice in the last 5 years or so. So there's a lot of downed trees and stuff for the time being. We're going to come through, and my goal is to clean it up eventually. And as time goes on, the trees and stuff will start to degrade, and the pasture will be back to its old self. But whenever you go through and log something, what often happens is that new trees are exposed to the wind. So since this is a north to south fence, the trees on the west side are going to be blowing towards the east, and since we have a lot of trees on our side, they're going to be blowing down on the fence, which can be a problem for us. So time to get to checking. I'm just afraid of letting them out again and then they get out, because if they get out when we first let them out in the spring, we aren't going to get them back. There's a bunch of bones sitting here, and somebody thought they'd be funny. There's a little deer head hanging on this tree.
It's fresh.
Yeah, it is pretty fresh. Still got blood on it. We just got done checking most of it, and we still haven't found where they got out, but Travis looked at the floodgate from up on the hill here, and he thought that it looked a little high. Oh, and it rained a lot last night, so I don't know if the floodgate is up because of it flooding last night, or if it's been like that. Maybe that's where they've been getting out, but we've got a little bit more to check, otherwise we will be done. So let's get going. Is that where they've been getting out? Thought we checked this last year. Guess not. What?
The only bad part of the fence I found so far that is clearly obvious that you get.
Well, that's a relief.
When you tighten these, right, you can't get carried away because this is old. Looks like war wire.
Yeah.
Good. I was gonna put a log in that in the floodgate.
Mm-hmm.
It's tight, and I found this. Otherwise, I was gonna assume it was a floodgate.
I was gonna say, because I brought the log.
I'm not gonna bother putting it in though, because my problem is with doing that. If you don't need it, then you do get a hell of a rain. It catches that log. Rips it off. Something else that really speeds up fixing fence is the fact we put in that mile-long stretch.
Mm-hmm.
That was over an hour every time we went to fix that.
So now that we found where they got out, we can breathe a sigh of relief when we go to let them out here. We've gone through this entire pasture and we've checked all the fences on it, so this one's good. We still got the other big pasture at my place to do and down at Travis's to do yet, but other than that, this place is good. So thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check us out on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go at us all on there, How Farms Work. And be sure to tell your friends about How Farms Work. So I'll see you next time, guys.